Hello, welcome to the James Cooley Show. It's your life, and this is a very, very special day. Hey, Todd, man, this is a very, very special day, my friend. I
Yes, it
believe I don't know.
is.
I don't know if it was charity or what, but 15 years ago today, my beautiful wife uh, said she do, and we got married, and it's just so wonderful, man. So I tell you what, Todd, let's get the radio portion locked into the television portion, and we'll talk about this a little more in a minute.
It's Your Life is sponsored by James J.C. Cooley.
Life is a series of circles and cycles, phases and stages. These are your experiences that teach you the lessons of life. You can either ignore them or embrace them. Welcome to the James Cooley Show. It's Your Life. James is a motivational speaker, author, military veteran, and founder of the James Cooley Foundation. James is here to equip you to strive for greatness and to overcome adversity. It's time to get equipped today for the challenges of tomorrow. Now, here's the host of It's Your Life, James Cooley.
Hello, welcome to the James Cooley Show. It's your life, and wow, I am so excited, so happy, so grateful, so blessed for today's day. And Todd, my friend, 15 years ago today, my beautiful, my beautiful wife. I mean, she she didn't run off the stage when the pastor was was marrying us. So, hey man, this is a wonderful day in our life, man.
Happy anniversary to you both. That's very amazing. It makes me believe that, yes, true love does exist.
True love exists because I'm a witness, and I experience it every single day. So I tell you, wherever you're watching this at, or if you're just listening on the radio, if you're listening on the radio, you can call in and be part of our great celebration today at 1-866-577-2473. Yes, today is our anniversary, 15 years of marriage, and I tell you, I want 15, 100 more if we can do it. But I want to bring on my great, I call her bride because she's still my bride. How are you doing today?
I'm fine, my groom.
You know what, baby. Today, you haven't seen this, but this is one of my gifts to you. So let's start off like this.
That
Wow.
is beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful.
So
Yay!
you were wondering why I was taking those pictures last night, and I had to get them over to Sarah, and Sarah, like always, she did a tremendous job putting that together. So I just want to say happy anniversary, Doctor Michelle Denise Cooley. Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary, right back at you.
So
Oh,
what's when you got up this morning, went to bed? What what excites you knowing that this day was coming
well, wait a minute. We got to talk about the title of the
and that we
show.
sleep? Yeah,
We got to do the title of the show, right?
we ain't there yet.
No. Oh my gosh. Well, what was the question when I woke up this morning? What was I thinking knowing it was our anniversary?
Mm-hmm.
Um, 15 years, it went by really fast, and just thinking of how we started and where we are now, I mean, it's a beautiful thing. A lot of people are still looking for that, and we're blessed to have that.
We're blessed to have it, and to me, every day seems like a dream because the way that we are happy and I call it inseparable, in my opinion. With that being said, now let's jump into the title of the show, the purpose of the show, and can you introduce these two great guests?
No, I will. Well, the title of the show is called Wedding Anniversary, Celebrating Love, Commitment, and Having Each Other's Backs. And we're getting to know Doctors James Cooley and Michelle Cooley and talk about wedding anniversaries, the lessons learned each year, and talk about our thoughts on love and lifetime commitment, despite trials and tribulations, because every marriage has them. And what does having each other's back mean to both of us? It means different things to different people, but if as long as we know we got each other's back, even when we don't agree, it's like that expression, like you have family members, right? And let's say they're not doing the right thing, and someone talks about your family members, like, what they're saying about your family member is true, but I'm the only one could say that, like, I got my family members back. Does that make sense?
It makes sense. I mean, yeah, and I know you. You're not gonna let anybody get away with something that they shouldn't be saying, and that's what having each other back is, and even just like you mentioned, through trials and tribulations, through disagreements, just being able to understand that we're not always going to fully agree upon everything, but at the end of the day, we have to be committed to work out some type of solution to have some equal balance. So that's what I think having each other back is just you protecting you, and just like anybody protecting their wife, or the wife protecting them, protecting the kids. I mean, protecting anything that is important to them. And but in marriage, and 15 years later, because it's been a couple of tough times, but right now it's none. I mean, not in my opinion. You might have something different to say about that.
No, trials, like tough, you mentioned tough times, trials and tribulations. Every marriage goes through them. I mean, they go through, you know, it may not be the couple in general, but it could be, let's say, family, people passing away, relationships, between both families, um, arguments or disagreements that we have to find a medium to address those disagreements, and also give each other space to kind of calm down and decompress. I mean, we're two individual people, so people forget marriage is bringing two individual peoples and their past and their personalities into a lifelong commitment. So there's always going to be things about each other that you just love, love, love. But there's also going to be things about each other that it might it's like little idiosyncrasies. However, the key is not to focus on those, to focus on why you love this person so much. What do you think?
Well, I'm gonna put a plug in there for me. In my upcoming books that's coming out, I got one coming out next month, and I'm part of Talicia's Barry group with 16 authors, and I wrote a chapter and I call Original Love. I don't know if you remember that.
Mm-hmm.
And what I wrote in that chapter was sometimes we start out just kind of like an egg, and the yolk is the center of the egg. But we come across certain times in a relationship, in a marriage, or whatever, and just as long as you don't drop that egg in its original state on the ground, but over a period of time, that egg starts to harden. And that's what coming together, I believe, is all about. It start to understand each other, and it comes together. And over a period of time, that you can drop that egg, it might crack a little bit, but it's still together. That make any sense? You remember that chapter?
Oh yeah, I definitely remember that chapter. Um, it's about preserving that love. You got to do everything you can to protect it. Marriage and children, whether it's a blended family. And when we got together, our families were blended. You had young children, you had older children too, but it's about bringing them together in a blended family and making sure you're protecting that egg, because it is life. Sometimes life gets in the way, but you always have to remember you have to protect that egg regardless. Always protect your heart, your spouse's heart in your marriage. Even if you disagree, you have to protect the relationship.
You have to protect the relationship. And we also have to take a station break right now. We're going to take a station break, and we're going to come back, and we're going to continue to talk about anniversaries, love, happiness, and having each other back. And if you want to be part of the conversation, all you have to do is go to the comments. Or you can pick up the phone, dial 1-866-577-2473. We'll be back shortly after the break. It's Your Life. I'm Dr. James J.C. Cooley.
There's more stories of greatness to help you overcome adversity coming up on It's Your Life with James Cooley.
Life is a series of circles and cycles, phrases and stages. These experiences teach you the lessons of life. You can either ignore them or embrace them. Welcome to It's Your Life with James Cooley. James is a motivational speaker, author, military veteran, and founder of the J.C. Cooley Foundation. James is here to equip you to strive for greatness and overcome adversity. It's time to get you equipped today for the challenges of tomorrow. Now, here's the host of It's Your Life, James Cooley.
Streaming now on the Answer San Diego app and Odyssey.com.
Life is a series of circles and cycles, phases and stages. These are your experiences that teach you the lessons of life. You can either ignore them or embrace them. Welcome to the James Cooley Show. It's your life. Dr. James Cooley is a motivational speaker, author, military veteran, and founder of the J.C. Cooley Foundation. Dr. Cooley is here to equip you to strive for greatness and overcome adversity. It's time to get equipped today for the challenges of tomorrow. Now, here's the host of It's Your Life, Dr. James Cooley.
Hello, welcome back to It's Your Life. I'm Dr. James J.C. Cooley, and today I got my favorite person in the world that's here with me and that I share my life with every day. And it's just like I mentioned earlier, it's just been so wonderful to, first of all, just like she mentioned, to meet someone that you learn to gel over a period of time. And then they got your back and you got their back. It's just it's an enjoyable feeling, but you also know. I mean, you know if something is going to go this way or that way, that person got your back. As long as you don't go out and do something crazy. You can have someone back, but it's certain limitations that I believe that. I don't know. Don't want to go there ever in life, but we don't have to, because when you understand each other and you truly love each other, and you trust each other, that's what it's all about. And so, just like today, we're talking about anniversaries, celebrating a wedding anniversary, which is, again, I want to remind this is our 15th wedding anniversary. Celebrating love, commitment, and having each other back. So, Dr. Cooley, what are your thoughts? I mean, I'm gonna let you lead it off.
Well, my thoughts are this. So, one of the questions, people ask is love alone being able to maintain a marriage? Yeah, love is a beautiful thing. When you're in love, it's a beautiful thing. But marriage is beautiful, but it also takes not only commitment, it also takes work. And what I mean by that is never taking the other person for granted. Don't ever think, oh, I got the ring. So, he's got the ring. So I don't have to put effort into doing these things anymore. And it's like, that's when you take someone for granted. And we all do that, whether we're married or not. You do that with family, you do that with friends. But, in marriage, that can really go really bad if you do. But one of the best things about our marriage is communication. Me and James, when we if we feel like something's a little off, we have that discussion. And it may not be a discussion that either one of us wants to discuss, but we do. But when we come to an agreement, it's like, oh, okay, because sometimes you don't mean to do things, or you don't mean to come off a certain way unless somebody tells you. So communication is important. So love is important, but it's also communication, trust, and always looking out for the betterment of your spouse. I mean, I'm not a pit bull, but I can act like a pit bull. If something doesn't sound right to me, I'm making sure my husband is not being, compromised or taken advantage of, because I love him and because I care. And I can go on and on. So what are your thoughts on that, James?
Well, of course, compromise, and in anything you do, and you already know how we are. We're not going to participate in anything that's illegal. Might be some people out there think that might be true, but that's not going to happen because, first of all, it won't sit well with neither one of our mind, body, and soul, especially our heart, to actually go out and do anything that's going to jeopardize our marriage or jeopardize anything that we do, jeopardize our livelihood. We got to always be on the uppity up. So sometimes when, just like you mentioned, if something don't sound right, that requires a discussion. It might not, you probably don't want to hear it. I'm talking about regardless, was it small, mid-size, or huge. It was
Mhm.
a discussion. And when you're able to have that type of relationship where you can talk about anything, you develop that where there's no fear factor, meaning that everything is not going to sound as pleasant as you want it to be,
Mhm.
but it's the truth.
Mhm.
I can look at you and you can look at me. If I'm trying to pull something over on you, what I'm gonna do, you just look at me like, okay, and walk away and come back.
And then we know each other's moods. Right? We know each other's moods. It's like if you're telling me something, I'm like, there's more to it. I'm like, and it's like, no, I'm like, okay, like you know me. But that's beautiful because you want that in a marriage. You want your partner to know you. And because you're an extension of him and vice versa, and you're one. When you're married, you become one. You're still, how should I say, you're still individuals as far as person, but you're one as far as your commitment with the Lord. And one of the things that I say keeps a marriage is fun and laughter and acting silly. I mean, wow, we had a videotape and how we act silly. It'll be on America's Funniest Videos because it is just hysterical. We like to have fun. Yes, there's some times when you have to have serious things, conversations going on, but life isn't just about being serious all the time. You have to have fun with your spouse. You have to joke around, play around. I mean, there's, I won't mention the TV shows, but in the course of our marriage, James and I have, I don't know, sometimes we gravitate and we just watch a show, but one of our favorite shows is Star Trek, right? We started watching Star Trek Deep Space Nine out of the blue together. We just watched it one day, and we also used to watch Ghost Whisperer together and just a whole bunch of TV shows. And why I bring that up is because the fact is we do it together. And me and James, we talk. I mean, we talk about our day, we talk about things, and sometimes you wake up in the early wee hours of the morning, in the middle of the night, and you just talk. That is such a beautiful, beautiful feeling. What are your thoughts, babe?
Well, absolutely. I'm talking about doing these things together, and you mentioned about the Star Trek, but we done watched all of them. I mean, from Captain Kirk, what's that? Deep Space Nine,
Yeah.
the new one, and now Picard.
Yeah, we got to start watching Picard again.
But we are just trackies when it comes to stuff like that. But also it's fun, and it's fun, and being able to wake up 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning and just chat. A lot of people don't even talk over a period of time. They don't even talk. I'm talking in marriage. They don't want to talk to each other. They want to be separate. But I'm glad that our relationship is not like that. I'm glad that we can see certain things. When I know when you're feeling a certain way, um, by the way that you act or way that your demeanor is, and I believe that you understand when I feel a certain way. Case in point, it's hard for my viewers and our listeners to know, but I get quiet, and they used to call me the mouth. I get quiet, and I just try to think things out reasonably. So when I do start communicating, I mean not stop communicating, but I have everything already sorted out, and my mind is clear. And I think that's important. What are your thoughts?
No, I think it's important because we all, there's what do I call it? Me time. you know um and like I said, to each his own. But for us, we have our me time with each other. Whether, if I'm sitting in the living room or you're in the bedroom or something like that, give your space. Like even when you're on the phone talking and stuff like that to your friends, that's your me time. I mean, and also,
I gotta say something about this, right?
but the me time?
Yeah.
No.
Because when you start feeling that way, you're like, hey, when you going back to California, go back to the house in California for about a week or so. Like, wow.
No, I don't say it like that. No, I say it because you already made the trip to California. But no, I think it's important to have your me time, whether you're hanging out with your friends, girls' night, guys' time. Was it last year? Last year, James had his friends come to Texas, like 3.5 days. And they planned it. I said to myself, well, I'm going to do my thing. I went to New York and hung out. So it's important to us to have that space where, he's just doing his thing. I'm doing that thing. And then we come back together again. It's important to have extracurricular activities outside your marriage. I don't believe you should be up. You don't have to be up under each other 24/7.
And you don't. And, we're going to take a station break. But we're going to come back and we're going to talk to my main man, my producer, Todd, because right around this time, about 3.5, 4 years ago, he became my producer. And guess what? He's still my producer today. If you want to be part of this conversation, 1-866-577-2473, or you can go to the comments and ask any questions you like. It's your life. I'm Dr. James J.C. Cooley. We'll see you shortly after the break.
There's more stories of greatness to help you overcome adversity coming up on It's Your Life with James Cooley.
Really get a chance to know who you are. And once you know who you are, you truly know who you are, love who you are. Love who you are. You're a masterpiece. Love who you are. Love who you were born to be. Love me some me. That's what I'm talking about. When you leave high school, you gotta know today or tomorrow, or hopefully today, what your plans are. Hopefully, there is no bad decision unless there is no plan. Create, collaborate, commit with confidence. Commit with what? Commit with what? And everything that you do.
Noah Dingley here, producer of The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life. And the new audio version of James' book, Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet, is a must-have. James shares his true life story of struggle and success in America. It's both a cautionary tale and a roadmap to achieving the American dream. Get the new audio version of Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet by James Cooley on Amazon.com or wherever audiobooks are sold.
Dr. James Cooley on Amazon.com or wherever books are sold.
FM 96.1 North County and AM 1170 San Diego. The Answer.
Life is a series of circles and cycles, phases and stages. These are your experiences that teach you the lessons of life. You can either ignore them or embrace them. Welcome to the James Cooley Show. It's your life. Dr. James Cooley is a motivational speaker, author, military veteran, and founder of the J.C. Cooley Foundation. Dr. Cooley is here to equip you to strive for greatness and overcome adversity. It's time to get equipped today for the challenges of tomorrow. Now, here's the host of It's Your Life, Dr. James Cooley.
Hello, welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's your life, and I know I'm tickled pink. And hey, Todd. I mean, I started out with 12 bags of popcorn, man. I'm down to 2, and we still got more of this movie to go, man.
Well, congratulations on your wedding anniversary and your radio host anniversary.
Oh
Two
yeah,
two big moments. One's probably a little bit bigger in your life than the other, but it's always a pleasure working with you. You have such interesting shows. I've learned so much from running your show. And as far as your guys' wedding anniversary, I always, when I see you guys, I always admire the love you guys have and the real teamwork that you do together. It makes me, I'm recently single again, unfortunately, but I always think, when I see a relationship like yours and Michelle, I always think, oh, well, true love really does exist.
true love is this, Todd, and I guess what, and it comes at the most unexpected time. Just like with Michelle, for example, I'm at the mall in Atlanta, Georgia, and I think I told you about this, Todd, about this young lady just following me around in the mall. And I
That is
almost,
not
I
true.
almost had to call the law on her, Todd.
I have a feeling it was the other way around. You were probably following
Todd,
Michelle around.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. I was in Macy's and James was pretending to be a perfume salesman so he can talk to me.
Hey, that's clever. I like that one. I might have to follow that.
Oh my gosh. But you know what?
And that was over 17 years ago, Todd.
2006 in May.
But wow, it's you see, just the little moments unexpected at that time turn out to be a lifetime moment, and with your soulmate, and you don't know where you're gonna meet your soulmate at. You just have to trust and have an open heart, and
the Lord has somebody for you out there. My mom always says there's a lid for every pot. And I always said, I think maybe my lid was washed on the top of the dishwasher rack and it's a little warped, but there is a lid for every pot.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. But we can tell the story. How did you meet your spouse? We met at the mall, Atlantic Mall and Macy's, when James pretended to be a perfume salesman to get my attention.
But Todd, she's kind of right about that one. But the next 3-4 stores I went in, I almost had to call the security guard, man, because she was in all of these stores. Like, okay, you following me around?
She
really wanted that perfume, I guess.
No, it was, you know what? It was fate because God brought us together first at Macy's and I saw him again at Bloomingdale's. And, to summarize, we dated long distance and then we just knew, and he met Mama, the family back in New York City. And, before that, I met his family in Chattanooga. And it's all about timing. Sometimes when you know.
Well, you guys have a great love story that continues. You're continuing the story.
We're going to continue the story. And I got my main man, one of my main mans on the phone right now, Dr. Eric Hall. How are you doing, sir?
I'm well. Happy anniversary to you both. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. And you saw Michelle over here filming that I tried to sell.
You were stalking her?
He tried to be a perfume salesman at Macy's.
Hey, Dr. Hall, I got a question. You and your beautiful wife, Charmaine, when did you know that at that moment that, wow, this is the one? I cannot let this one get away. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, man. We have an interesting story too. We met in 1996. And we were opening a Fry's Electronics in Anaheim, California. And I was part of hiring. I was the general manager for the store. So I was hiring about 325 employees for that particular store. And she transferred from another store. I opened up all the stores in Southern California for Fry's, right? So she transferred in from Woodland Hills to come to be a helper at this store. And amazingly enough, when you got powerful people in their own fields, and again, being a store manager, I meet with all the employees. I know personal things and business things, right? So we kept encountering each other at different sectors, and we both were in relationships at the time. So it was strictly platonic, employee type work. And I usually don't date people I work with. So, but anyway, long story short, months after the store opened, it was almost like we kept getting approached differently. I didn't know she was getting approached, but it was like, no, I wasn't Dr. Hall at that time, but Mr. Hall, you seem like you and this lady over in this other department would make a great power couple. And I'm like, why would you say that? I didn't know, but people kept coming up to me saying it. So one day we had this event at the bowling alley, company event. And then Charmaine came up to me and was like, Mr. Hall, I'm getting all these people that suggest that you and I would make a great power couple. And I'm like, I'm getting that too. What the heck is that about? And that began, a different level of conversation, right? And I was exiting a bad, toxic relationship, and she was doing the same, unbeknownst to us. So months later, man, we meet up at this bowling alley. I go to the bowling alley, and she goes, unbeknownst to us, we meet there and have lunch. And she goes, I just wanted to mention something. Do you mind if I sit at the table? God has told me that he was sending me my soulmate. And when I got that in my spirit, I looked up and you were walking past in your gray suit and this, that, and other. And I'm like, man, if this ain't some game, man, this is pretty cool. I said, I thought only guys come with this kind of game, right? I thought she's running game. And so I said, listen, no offense, I'm flattered, but if the God that I serve is a God of order, so if he shared that with you, I know he has to share it with me. And, we took that as, finished our lunch and all this other stuff. And one thing led to another, man. And we've been inseparable since we came together, I think in 1999, officially. And it's been a ride, a roller coaster. So, but yeah, that's how we met. And we have many stories in there, in between there. But we have 2 anniversaries like you guys. One falls across 1 year. So we're like in May 18th, we celebrate our, I think, 21st year anniversary, because that was the wedding for the big yacht that we had on Newport Beach. And then when October 29th comes, that's our 22nd anniversary from the time that we got married. I told you in Las Vegas, we went to the little white chapel. Spontaneously, we having a good time in Vegas. I think we's out there business or something, business and pleasure. And I seen it, and I just, being funny, I drove up to there and start ordering through the drive-through some like McDonald's food. Like, hello, can I have a Big Mac and double cheese, a quarter pounder, the fries? And the lady was like, no, sir, sorry, this is not a restaurant. I said, this is a drive-through, right? Yeah, but this is not a restaurant. We don't sell food. I said, well, what do you guys sell? We do weddings. I said, okay, well, we'll take one of them. So we went with the flow, and Elvis came out, Elvis impersonator and all this other stuff, man. And my wife was a good sport about it. And we got married. We had to pull people off the side of the road to be witnesses. And it was fun. And I think all that, helped form us into this union, if you will, along with God, of course, that it's been a joyous ride. We always talk about, love is, we're commanded to love each other, right? According to our word. But to like is a whole nother thing, and we have days where it's like, okay, I'm like, we do the same thing. It's like, it's time for one of us to go down to the other house or do something else. You know what I mean? You got to get away and get that moment in there. But no, I love my best friend, my confidant, everything doesn't come as easy as we can make it. It's all what we put into it. And we just agreed at the beginning that it's not a 50-50 thing. It's a 100-100. And when you add in God, then, it's 300. So we bring 300% to the relationship.
Never heard it like that. That is so fantastic.
I'm glad you mentioned, having God in your relationship. You know, I know James and I, faith is very important to us, and believing in the same thing. So I guess this is a question to my husband and to you as well, Dr. Hall, with your missus. James, how important is faith to sustain our relationship, our marriage?
To me, faith is the glue. It's everything, and I believe it's something were to change that took faith out, because faith is part of the birthrights of confidence, courage, hope, belief. Most importantly, faith is the glue. That's what we believe in. Even everybody have little simple arguments of this, that, and all that other type of thing, but it always come back to the faith, meaning faith in God, faith in each other, just faith in the marriage. And so it's extremely important to me.
What about you, Dr. Hall?
Dr. Hall, you got less than a minute because to hit this, because Todd gonna make me take a break.
Okay, well, let's take the break. I think, because I think I want to embellish a little bit in that regards, because, I think it's important. We can't even talk about marriage without talking about God. I mean, He's the creator of it, right? So we'll leave it right there and go back to, it after the station break.
Okay, so I tell you, this is such a great conversation, and we're going to take a station break. And what's going to happen when we get back, we're going to get Dr. Hall's answer. And we're also going to talk about Michelle. Well, I mean, I can't buy her anything. I can't do this. I try to give her some money. She said, that's mine. So we're going to talk about so I tell you, you want to be part of this conversation, all you do is just go to the phone, 1-866-577-2473, or go to the comments and ask any question you like. It's your life. I'm Dr. James J.C. Cooley. We'll be back shortly after the break.
There's more stories of greatness to help you overcome adversity coming up on It's Your Life with James Cooley. The J.C. Cooley Foundation is a nonprofit organization that was started in October of 2014. The J.C. Cooley Foundation continues to strive to expand its programs and offerings to the youth, young adults, and citizens of our great. This year's goal is
that life would never be the same. Cooley lays out his struggle to adjust from city life to country life and back again, sharing his hard-earned lessons to educate, encourage, and enlighten our next generation of leaders and heroes. Get your copy of Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet by James J.C. Cooley, available on Amazon and everywhere books are sold.
FM 96.1 North County and AM 1170 San Diego. The Answer.
Life is a series of circles and cycles, phases and stages. These are your experiences that teach you the lessons of life. You can either ignore them or embrace them. Welcome to the James Cooley Show. It's your life. Dr. James Cooley is a motivational speaker, author, military veteran, and founder of the J.C. Cooley Foundation. Dr. Cooley is here to equip you to strive for greatness and overcome adversity. It's time to get equipped today for the challenges of tomorrow. Now, here's the host of It's Your Life, Dr. James Cooley.
Hello, welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's your life. And just like I said, whether you're listening to this on radio, watching on TV, YouTube, over 20 plus other live streaming networks and over 56 different podcasts. If you want to be part of the conversation, all you have to do is just go to the comments, ask any question you like, or pick up the phone and call. You can be part of this great discussion. I know you got anniversaries. I know you got all these special moments. Share them with us. Hey, Michelle, you had asked a question, and can you please ask the question again so Dr. Hall can answer that?
Yes. How important is faith in your marriage or in marriage in general?
Yes. No, thank you. Great question. Like I said before the break, you can't even mention marriage without faith because of the way it was constructed. God told us what marriage was in the very beginning. So as we think about the term, we say when two people come together, but it's really three people when you add in God in the midst of things. So I just think that faith becomes an important part of the elements because without faith, you don't have a substance, or Doc, you used the term glue. Faith is the glue, God is the glue. So in the relationship in itself, it creates, certain patterns and norms. You know, I just think that it becomes a bigger part for the union to have any chance in making it. And I think that's the part of the commitment that it gets lost when people get married and divorce easy. You're not holding on to the covenants that were meant, and part of this celebration that we're having today is the commitment part is there that structured you guys to meet 15 years. I remember my wife would tell you about, like, when we first got married, we seemed to be so connected and so in sync that it seemed like we had known each other for a bunch of years. And so, and I'll be mad because it's like, man, it's only been 2 years. I mean, I can't wait till we get to 10. She would be like, it's coming, baby, it's coming. I'm like, no, but it's not fair. Get to double digits, then we talking about something. And to know today that, again, celebrating 21 and 22 years of marriage, and, it comes with its ups and downs like anything in life. But when the two people love and like each other and more structured to the faith and bound by the covenant that God puts together, let no one take it apart. So divorce is not an option. I'm sorry for the long answer.
No, that's fine.
You mentioned something, Doc, about, and a lot of people don't understand this. You can love somebody, but sometimes you don't have to like them. And if you don't like them, that means I kind of believe that the love is not truly there. I'm talking about in a marriage. You can disagree or not like certain portions of it, but overall, you can't just like have baby, wash the baby up, throw the bath water out because it's dirty, throw the baby out with the bath water.
No, you're absolutely right. I kind of transpose those, like I said, God commands us all to love, even your enemy, right? Mm-hmm. So love is a different aspect to a marriage, right? Because look, I love you guys, right? We got to love our neighbors if we know their name or not, right? Mm-hmm. But to like somebody, like I love my family, but some of them I can love from a distance. You know what I mean? So in this, my wife and I, we use that term, I like you, as a stronger way to say, look, man, after all these years, I still like you. We pray to God all the time, man, and that's part of it. A marriage, a couple that prays together, stays together. We got things that are constant reminders. As for me and my house, we will follow. We will worship the Lord, and don't go to sleep without a kiss and no arguments. And through faith, everything is possible through Christ who strengthens me, and just so much reminders. To be able to live this life, we ask for the next level of intimacy with God and our relationship, because He will take us there when we focus on Him. Seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all else will be added. Well, last time I checked, all is all, right?
Mm-hmm.
All is all.
I have a question, and I know it's we're dealing with a lot of time. letting go of offenses and bringing up past mistakes in a marriage. How important is it not to embrace that type of behavior? And once you do, what do you learn about yourself? That could go either one of you.
I'll let Dr. Hall answer that one.
No, that's a great question as well. I mean, it comes with trials and tribulations first, right? Because when you go through things and you see how a person reacts to it, like when you say past offenses, I think my wife would say I'm notorious at bringing up things, but if we didn't get closure, for me, I have to bring it up so we can not keep going over the same thing, if that makes sense. So it's like I'm not bringing it up like I don't have another part of the conversation we can go to. I'm ready to get to the next level so we don't have to be back here. But when we come together, like we'll take that time to, let each other simmer down and all that kind of stuff, right? And then we just start back as normal. Hey, baby, and we kiss and go on and make up, right? They go to flowers. We do all the sentimental things, but in my mind, and men compartmentalize things, so we can move through things a little bit different than women. I think I talked to you guys about the men are from Mars, women, and women from Venus, but that men are spaghetti. Waffles and women are spaghetti helps us really understand, like, women put all this thought into what they do in that one long noodle. And it's important because men are compartmentalize things and think that, okay, well, I thought it was over, and we never even got closure. And so those are things I think that are tremendously important as you harness the respect and love in the relationship. Because when you like and love somebody, you don't want them to hurt, and you don't want to keep throwing things in their face. And so it's something we got to be cognizant of to not do, to make the person to continue uplifting them,
And you're absolutely right, Doc. And we're down to about the last 3 minutes of the show. And one of the things that I have is when you've been with somebody so long and you know them, they know you. Case in point, shopping for an anniversary gift. I can't give her some money because she gonna tell me, "Well, why you giving me something that's already mine?" I can't. You can't give. You can only buy so many Dooley Burke bags.
Right.
It's about the love language.
It is. I mean, we go back to those 5 love languages again, right? And so when you understand the love languages, it makes it a little bit easier to find some. But I get your point. Where do you get the woman that has everything, right? So, but it's in those nuances that it helps take you to that next level of intimacy, even if it's handwriting a note, some type of thing, but something more spontaneous. And it don't always have to amount to a gift. It's only so many diamonds and jewelry and purses, like you mentioned, that you can do, right? But it's those love language things, sitting there. You already cooked, Doc, so you stay in the kitchen. So you kind of spoil that a little bit because Michelle already, spoiled milk because she.
Michelle probably would have gave me a gift today. I'm talking about if she was in the kitchen cooking. I mean, I'm not gonna say that.
Anyway,
but anyway,
it's all about the love language because and everyone's different. Some women would love if their husband just give them a whole wad of cash and they go shopping. They're like, "Thank you, baby." That to me is not a gift. Right. I would rather that you took the time and figure out what I would like and get me an actual tangible gift.
Right.
So we're down to the last 2 minutes, Michelle. Can you tell our viewers a little bit about how we're going to celebrate our anniversary and when we're going to do it? 1 minute or less.
We're going to celebrate it tonight with a good meal and some good wine or champagne and celebrate 15 years and more.
And where are we going in April?
We're going to Puerto Vallarta. We're going to a resort called The Dream, and 5 days, 5 nights, 6 days, and we're going to have a blast. I'm so excited.
We're going to have a blast. So nice. And looking forward to it. And I tell you, I just hate when we get down to the last minute of the show, especially when you're having fun, you're excited, and it's just a wonderful day, Doc. Wonderful day so far.
Yes, sir.
Just like I
More
was
to
telling
come, man.
Scott-
You got the things y'all can't talk about on air.
Well, what she did was she tried to get up. She went to the gym at 5:30 this morning, and normally she's back by a certain time. I kind of got a little worried, but long and short story is she came back. She tried to up one on me, brought flowers and brought everything back. You know, I tell you, we're out of time. We're out of time, but I want everybody to always, your significant other, your family, always do the celebration, learn to love, learn to respect, learn to settle problems or whatever that might be. And I like to thank my great executive producer and co-host for always putting together great shows. I'd like to thank my main man, Dr. Eric Hall, for chiming in. I'd like to thank my great producer, Todd Pyrick, KCBQ, AM 1170 Answer, FM 96.1. Most importantly, I'd like to thank my viewers and I tell you what, viewers and listeners. Always dream big, think big, and be big. We'll be back tomorrow. Same time, same place. It's your life. Talk to you.
Thanks for joining us for the James Cooley Show. It's your life. To learn more about Dr. James Cooley and how you can support the show,
Straight out of my head. Yes, we all